So listen, if you are a potential buyer looking in Acadia Parish for a home out in the rural parts of Acadia Parish, I have at least one that I know of for sure. And I do not have all the details of it yet. But listen, if you're a buyer, if you are a potential buyer, you want to be prepared when something hits the market that is in your price range, that is in your area. There is going to be lots and lots of new listings with the new year coming. I just received a call a minute ago from a person that has a beautiful home on a couple of acres of property and said, listen, we're ready to sell. So today's what, December the 13th? We're 12 days away from Christmas. People ask me all the time, how's the market? Listen, there's always going to be a reason to sell. There's always going to be a reason to buy. And so if you are a buyer who is going to be buying anytime soon, these are some things that you need to know. When something hits the market that you want to submit an offer on, you are at a huge advantage if you're paying cash, if you have proof of funds, or you're financing it and you have a pre-approval letter, and you know your loan type. All right, you are at a huge advantage. So if you are thinking about buying soon, you need to make sure that you have your ducks in a row. If you are not pre-approved, but you're looking to buy, you are already one step behind. So if you're not sure how to get started, give me a call. I'd love to have a conversation with you. I've said this and I'll say it again and again and again and again. Before I got into real estate, I believed that you needed to have 20% down to buy a house, and a local bank was the best place to go. And that is absolutely the exact wrong information. You do not need 20% down. In fact, if you're a first-time home buyer, you could very well qualify for 0% down. If your credit is not that great, you could qualify for an FHA loan, which is 3.5% down. If your credit's good, and you're not a first-time home buyer, you can qualify for a conventional loan, and they have those loans that are actually sometimes 0% down, 3% down, or 5% down, not 20% down, all right? Now, if you want to pay 20% down, absolutely, more power to you. The less you have to borrow, the better. But the vast majority of people, I would say probably 99% of people, put down little to hardly nothing. Little to hardly nothing. And listen, if you have nothing in savings, it doesn't matter. There is a way that the sellers can pay your closing costs, right? That happens every day. What you need to do if you're thinking about buying is arm yourself with an amazing real estate agent who is great at negotiating, who knows the tricks of the trade, and who can get you into the house that you need to within your budget, all right? If you are thinking about selling, I'm going to tell you what I just told the person that just called me and said they want to sell their house. What I'm going to do is I'm going to meet with you, and I'm going to tell you the same thing I tell people over and over and over again. When your house is for sale, you don't want it to look like you live there. You want the buyer to be able to picture themselves living in your house. So you want to deneutralize it. You want to declutter it. You want to replace burnt light bulbs with daylight LED bulbs. You want to replace those older light bulbs that give off that yellowish hue with daylight LED bulbs. Your house cannot be too bright. It cannot be too light. It cannot be too clean. And it cannot be too decluttered. So if you're thinking about selling and you know you're going to be selling maybe after Christmas, maybe at the new year, start getting rid of stuff, getting rid of stuff. The more stuff you can get rid of, the better. And listen, if your house looks empty, that's fine. In fact, if your house is empty, I can virtually stage it and make it look like it is lived in. I do that every day. So buyers, if you're thinking about buying soon, you want to get pre-approved, or if you're paying cash, you need to have proof of funds. If you're thinking about selling, your house cannot be too clean, cannot be too decluttered, cannot be too light and bright and airy, and it shouldn't smell like anything. So on a nice day where you can open up the windows and get some fresh air in there, get it done. You don't want it to smell like animals. If you have babies, you don't want it to smell like diapers. You don't want it to smell old and musty. Clean your air conditioning filters. I know lots of people never change them. You should change them regularly, and then dust around there so you're not recirculating dust into your air vents. So all those things, right? If your yard doesn't look that great, you want to spruce it up, you want to make it look inviting, you want to give the impression as a seller that you take pride in your house, that you take pride in your yard, and that you care about it, because you want multiple offers. You want people to want to buy it, right? You want to do all the things that will get you the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time. Y'all enjoy this day. Reach out if there's anything I can do to help you. Remember, in real estate, there are no stupid questions. 5.5 years ago when I got into real estate, I didn't know a thing. And I learned it by asking questions. So ask all your questions. Y'all have a great day. Take care.